Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome to Aging with Power, sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I'm your host, Myles McNamara, and our show focuses on the challenges and the topics that we face on this journey that we call aging. We begin aging from the minute we take our first breath, right? And although our show will primarily focus on adult and senior issues, we will from time to time visit areas of the entire aging spectrum, from the womb to the tomb. Our subject matter experts will address concerns and questions to empower us to make informed decisions. Now, if you are out there and you ever have a question during the show, we are live on Facebook. You can just go to KHTS Radio, watch us on Facebook. Also, maybe submit a question there. I think we're monitoring that. But you can also call in live, 661-298-5487, 661-298-KHTS. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions. We will address them on today's topics. But if you're the shy type, you can just relay your question over to our guy behind the board, Shane. Good morning, Shane. And caught you by surprise there, didn't I?
Caught me a little off guard. What's going on, Myles?
And you can, relay your question to Shane, because we're going to be talking about some very important topics today, and then he will address it with us, and we will try to do our best to share our knowledge, because preparation is knowledge, and knowledge is power. We have a great show in store today. The first half of the show, my buddy of almost 2 decades, Miss Margie Veis of Oakmont Senior Living. Hello, Margie.
Hello, Myles.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about with the second Oakmont assisted living opening here in Valencia very soon. So we're going to talk to Margie all things assisted living, the upcoming new building, the building she's leaving that's still over there on New Hall Ranch Road, and then talk about the differences and the resources that are available to our seniors when they're looking for living changes, perhaps either assisted living or getting in home care or maybe a board and care. There's a lot of options out there, and it can be overwhelming at times. And Margie's going to give us her 25 years of experience in that.
I started very young.
Okay, absolutely. And then the second half of the show, a very important segment as well. We are going to have with us Rusty George. He is the lead pastor at Real Life Church. Today's show is going to focus on suicide and things to look for, and some of Rusty's experience in that arena. They lost a pastor very recently from suicide, and we're going to discuss that and do a deeper dive into mental health and suicide and what to look for, signs, how to lift people up, et cetera, et cetera. So that'll be our second half. Don't miss that, folks. We'll be welcoming Rusty after the break at the half hour. And before we get going, I want to announce our big annual event. I say our because I feel like I'm part of them. Our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center's annual Celebrity Waiter Dinner. It's the signature event of our senior center. It raises funds for the programs. I'd like to thank Nola Aronson of Nola Aronson's Advanced Audiology of being the title sponsor. But the Celebrity Waiter Dinner is coming up on Saturday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. It's going to be held at the Sand Canyon Country Club. Tables are available. You're able to get sponsorship tables. And this year's theme is The Greatest Show. We always theme the event. People dress up. They decorate their tables. It's a fun event. Raises important funds for all the senior center programs over there. Just kind of quick side note, they've served over 51,000 meals to seniors on site and 63,000 meals to homebound seniors. So the things that our senior center does are of amazing importance to our seniors. And you may not be aware of this, but they've been over on Market Street for almost, multiple decades, but we have a new senior center opening up in March over on Golden Valley, and we'll talk about that later. But anyway, the Celebrity Waiter Dinner, if you need to, call over, talk to Jennifer, 259-9444. Get yourself a table, come have some fun. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we are going to be talking with Margie Veis of Oakmont Senior Living. Don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS.
Can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Santa Clarita's premier senior living community, Oakmont of Santa Clarita, is leasing, bringing comfort and luxury to assisted living. Seniors can enjoy 5-star amenities, panoramic views, easy access to the freeways, and nearby shopping centers in a world-class community that provides an advanced continuum of care. No other community has this kind of luxury and amenities in our valley. You'll find good health, vitality, and purpose at Oakmont of Santa Clarita. Stop by for a tour. Visit oakmontofsantaclarita.com.
It's time for your special event. Kelly's Wedding Garden is your perfect spot. Kelly's has transformed weddings, anniversaries, company parties in the Santa Clarita Valley for decades. They have it all. Delicious food, a beautiful setting, plenty of room, and a team of professionals that can handle it all. Kelly's Wedding Garden, just off the golf course in Friendly Valley. Weddings, bridal showers, bar mitzvahs, company parties, anniversaries, class reunions. Kelly's Wedding Garden is your Santa Clarita oasis for outstanding, memorable events. Discover how you can transform your event at kellysweddinggarden.com. That's kellysweddinggarden.com.
Hometown, your hometown station.
Welcome back. You are listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS. I am Myles McNamara, your host, and today we have Margie Veis of Oakmont Senior Living, who are prepping to open their second facility here in Santa Clarita. When I opened Comfort Keepers back in 2001, I think Margie was one of the first people I met and helped guide me through the weeds. But Margie, it's awesome to see you. Thank you for spending time with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So Oakmont Senior Living, before we get there, you've got a vast background, I know, in physical therapy and dealing with seniors. Kind of give us a quick what's up with Margie Veis.
What's up with Margie Veis? All right. So you're right. I actually went to school, and I'm a physical therapist by education, and I worked with seniors working with stroke and head injury and spinal cord injury at Northridge Hospital. And then when we moved out to Santa Clarita almost 30 years ago and had a family, I realized I wanted to be a part of this community. And so I did home health out here and worked at a lot of the boarding cares and the 2 assisted livings that were out here. And then I had the opportunity to move into assisted living at Summerhill Villa, which is now Atria. And I think that's when you and I met. You were starting up.
You had just come to Summerhill from Sunrise. Weren't you at Sunrise?
For
no,
a very brief time.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
A very brief time. And I got this amazing opportunity to start working in assisted living, and I truly found my passion, and I get to do it here in the Santa Clarita Valley. So from that, I was at Summerhill Villa for 15 years. I really grew up there, as did my kids, I think. Food servers and front desk. And then I had this opportunity to join the team and the family of Oakmont. And so it's going to be 4 years next week that I joined Oakmont.
Jeez, time flies.
I know. And
Man.
I got to open Oakmont of Santa Clarita, which is our building on Newhall Ranch Road.
And before we get into the amazing Oakmont, let's back up a minute and let's tell our listeners assisted living. What is assisted living? If a senior is contemplating assisted living, if adult children are overwhelmed with the caring of their parents, I know there's a lot of different options, like I said at the top of the show. What is assisted living? So
assisted living, I think, is the best of both worlds. So there is an age requirement. By law, it's 62, and we're covered under Title 22 of Department of Social Services. So I think the first thing is we're a social model. So we're not a medical model. We're not a skilled nursing. We're not a rehab. So somebody would come to an assisted living, maybe they lost a spouse and they can't manage a home anymore, or they've had a change in their health care and they need some assistance. It could be that their adult children live in the wonderful Santa Clarita Valley and they want to move closer to their family. So you don't need to require assistance to live in an assisted living. And I think that's kind of a myth that people have.
It's a misnomer,
that you don't, because you get the luxury life. So if you don't want to cook and you don't want to clean and you don't want to be alone and you want to thrive, that might be a very obvious choice for you. And then if you change and you get sick, you have a fall, or as you're going through the aging process, you start to need assistance, assisted livings will be able to provide that care at that time. You should not have to move again.
And the social aspect of assisted living, I know sometimes they're referred to as cruise ships on land, because again, you're right. You show up for your meals, you have activities, you have outings. So the social engagement, which is huge for seniors as well, that battles depression and isolation and that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
So what's the business model, if you will, for that cruise ship on land? Because again, it's not a skilled nursing, which we can dive into deeper later, but it is the social active senior that wants to be pampered a little bit, right?
I think definitely that is a niche. You move into an apartment, and again, there are different types of assisted livings. We're all licensed the same way under the same Title 22, but I kind of look at hotels. There's different types of hotels. You can stay at a lower end. If that's what you can afford, you can go to a higher end. So there's lots of choices within assisted living. All the services should be the same, just at different levels. So, if you want to be pampered and you want to have a beauty salon on site and get your nails done and have your meals done and have housekeepers, that could be an option for you. But it's also an option if maybe you're not managing your medications right, or you need help getting dressed or undressed, or you've had some falls and you're afraid to be at home, or your kids are afraid to have you at home. So there's lots of reasons why an assisted living is a good choice. And there's several options out in Santa Clarita as well.
And what you alluded to is, as the senior evolves, Oakmont and other assisted livings can evolve with them depending on their needs. So they may come in and just be utilizing that cruise ship on land, but then as they age in place and their needs start to evolve, you can evolve with them.
Absolutely. And I think when somebody is looking for an assisted living, that's an excellent question to ask is, what is your philosophy on aging in place? Because not all communities offer the same types of services, but they take them to different levels, and there's different things. So that's always a question that when I'm speaking with someone to educate them, that's a question that you have to find out. Is the community that you're looking at going to age in place along your needs and your guidelines?
And the roadmap that you've chosen.
Right, absolutely.
Because,
and that can go to hospice.
Right.
Not all assisted livings take hospice. So that's a question that you have to ask if that's your direction, is that I want to move and I don't want to move again. So another question that you would want to ask that community. So
that's probably a part of your major intake question is when a senior comes with their family and whatever spectrum they're on of that age line, is to say, is this your last move as you age in place? So, and you guys can accommodate, like you said, hospice for those who don't know what hospice is end of life and
right.
end of life care, and you make folks comfortable and they can pass at the location of their choosing. So you can actually have that last step if that's what the family wants.
Right. Absolutely. That is our goal. And when we meet with a senior or an adult child or both, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk with them and find out, number one, what made you pick up the phone or stop by, and what are you looking for and what's important to you? And it's what's important to the senior, but it's also what's important to the adult children. And the more we can find out, the more we can tailor our care to them, or maybe even say to them, you know what, this might not be what you're looking at. You might be best to stay at home with in-home care, or to do a boarding care, in a smaller environment. So again, knowledge is power. And the more that we can educate and let people know what the options are in the Santa Clarita Valley, the better they're going to be, because eventually something's going to happen.
Right.
It happens.
And we're going to take our next break, folks. We'll come back. We will continue with Margie with assisted living and do a deeper dive into Oakmont and Oakmont's second facility opening very soon over there on Copper Hill. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS.
Life's not meant to feel complacent. It's meant to make you feel alive. The youth ministry at the Church on the Way Santa Clarita believes that students can belong to the group where we will help them believe they have a purpose in Christ and become all that He has created them to be. We want to see God's power come alive in our generation. We love meeting new people, so come hang out with us. Doors open at 6 p.m. and service starts at 7 every Wednesday night. For more information about the Church on the Way Santa Clarita, including service times and what's happening through the end of the year, visit tcotwsc.org.
It's time to plan our company party. Tables, chairs, lights, and a dance floor. So much to coordinate.
AV Party Rentals has everything you need for your company party. Visit their large and beautiful showroom in Newhall and discover how AV Party Rentals can create that extra accent for your company party. No worrying, no stress during setup, because their delivery staff is friendly, efficient, and willing to go that extra step to make things easier. On Newhall Avenue and Carl Court, or plan your party online at avparty.com.
Hi, this is Wendy Hassenflug, yoga and wellness entrepreneur. I'm excited to share one of the best kept secrets in Santa Clarita. Top Out Climbing Gym is one of my favorite places. Rock climbing is exceptional for building upper and lower body strength, and it improves your flexibility. Almost anyone can rock climb, and you don't have to be super fit to climb. You'll build strength and stamina while having fun at the same time. Get over to Top Out Climbing Gym in Center Point and challenge yourself to new heights.
You're going places, and College of the Canyons can help you get there. Registration is going on now for COC Spring Semester, which begins February 4th. Take classes in Valencia, Canyon Country, or online. Need to update your professional skills? Enroll in COC's free career skills classes, which each take only a week to complete. Visit canyons.edu/class schedule for a full list of spring classes. You're going places with College of the Canyons.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back, folks. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM KHTS. I'm still Myles McNamara, your host, and we are talking with Margie Veis of Oakmont of Santa Clarita and Oakmont of Valencia. Second half of the show, we will be talking with Rusty George, the lead pastor at Real Life Church, so stay tuned. But anyway, Margie, we're talking assisted living and what, one size doesn't fit all. And so when seniors and their families are looking for their next step in that aging process or aging in place, assisted living is an amazing option. So Oakmont has an option. They have a facility, or not, we'll call it community.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
We don't like the F word.
Over on Newhall Ranch Road, and we have a new one coming very soon over there on Copper Hill. So let's kind of talk about Oakmont for a bit. And I know you guys really have a lot of differentiators, and so let's intertwine the Oakmont commercial with the needs that seniors need that you guys can adapt to.
Okay. So I think one of the major things that sets Oakmont Senior Living apart is that we're a family-owned company. Bill and Cindy Gallagher are still very hands-on, even as we're continuing to grow, and we have communities from Redding to Pacific Beach. Bill and Cindy are very hands-on, so that gives it a different feel. We opened Oakmont of Santa Clarita. We just had our 3-year anniversary, and the building filled very quickly because we offer high-end luxury senior living with kind and caring staff. And, you've been in our buildings. There's nothing like an Oakmont. There isn't. From the architecture to the staff that we hire, to the expectation that we have from our staff, to the programs that we provide, to the food that we serve with an executive chef. So the building filled very quickly.
It really is the Taj Mahal of assisted living, I think.
It is.
That's
I'm
how
telling
I refer
you,
to you
and
guys.
I get to go to work there every day.
Right.
So, and you can tell, I believe in this. I've been in senior living a long time, and, that's my name on there. I'm taking care of our community's loved ones. So,
and let's sidestep for a minute, because you are the executive director. We haven't physically said that yet. So the buck stops with you. You're the captain of the ship. You're the grand poobah. So as the executive director, you're right. Your name's all over it.
Yeah, that's right. And we built a family and a community at Santa Clarita and immediately started a wait list. And so in talking with the Gallaghers, we really realized that we could support another community out in Valencia. And so over the few years, they found this beautiful land in the West Hills, West Creek neighborhood. And so it's got a residential feel. It's going to have walkability. There's going to be a coffee house and a hamburger place. And, that's a little bit different than Santa Clarita, where we're up on that bluff, kind of isolated with views of Magic Mountain. So that's a different feel. But the other thing that we talked about, Bill and Cindy, with is that we are really turning away and doing a disservice to some of our families that are going through a loved one with dementia and Alzheimer's. So at Santa Clarita, we have a small 30-unit neighborhood called Traditions, and it's full. And then what's
which is the memory
is,
care.
That's our memory care
for our
dementia,
cognitively impaired folk.
Right.
Okay. Just curious, how many buildings or units or rooms do you have in the general population of Santa Clarita?
So Santa Clarita has 86 apartment homes, and of those, 30 are dedicated to memory care.
Okay. Just want to let our listeners know the difference, because memory care is that aging in place transition when cognitive impairment
absolutely
comes over. Okay.
And what we find is that residents that are living in our assisted living, as they might move in with mild cognitive impairment, but over time there starts to be behaviors and they need specialized care. So our residents have priority over someone on the wait list. So we're filling our memory care when there's an availability with our residents. So now we jump to Oakmont of Valencia. We've changed the footprint a little bit. And so we have 90 units, and of the 90 units, 50 of them are going to be dedicated to our Traditions memory care,
wow.
and 40 of them will be assisted living. So our assisted living residents are going to have the upstairs. They'll have their own movie theater. They'll have their own dining. And it's going to be a very intimate feeling, those 40 people. It's not 60 people. So that's going to be a point of difference. Our memory care with 50, we're opening it with 25, and we're going to fill that, which we're about 30% full already. And then we'll slowly expand out. And what we're trying to do is really make sure that our program delivers what we say, which is we just are not offering a memory care program. It's full engagement from the moment a resident wakes up till the time they go to bed, and even if they wake up in the middle of the night. So we're bringing in December, a woman whose expertise is dementia and training. I don't know if you've ever heard of Teepa Snow.
No.
She is an amazing expert in dementia, and we're going to train all of our staff on techniques. So if someone's not able to manage dining or has behaviors where they get agitated or they're frightened, we want to make sure that our staff, they are trained now, but we're going to take it to the next level and bring in an educator to help, to help us do that. You can't be stagnant. That. It's always looking at how do we do things better. And so this is something that Bill and Cindy have gotten on board with, and all the Oakmonts are going to be encompassing this. We're bringing in more technology that can help do brain games and fit that spectrum. So both Oakmonts are going to offer that, but we're going to have a larger unit. And what I want to let everybody know is if you're dealing with someone with dementia or Alzheimer's right now, please, stop by our information center or give us a call, because we can help guide you. And Oakmont of Valencia is not going to open until summer. So this gives families time. They can pick a room and we can help them on that course, and then move in, because it takes time sometimes, and you don't want to wait until you're in a crisis. So you could use in-home care. You can use the senior center for adult daycare. There's so many resources out here that I think people don't know about. A lot of times there's denial. A lot of times you're trying to reason with your loved one, but they have dementia. You want them to make the choice, and they're not able to make that choice, but you don't want to do it for them. So yes, we're senior living, and that is what we do, but we're also a huge resource for the Santa Clarita Valley, and we want people to know that. That we can help you through this process.
And Oakmont, like I said, is the top. I can't believe our half the show's over already. So if someone wanted more information on Oakmont, Margie, and we have Oakmont of Santa Clarita, we have Oakmont of Valencia coming soon. Yes. How do they get a hold of you and explore those assisted living options?
So the first thing that you can do is you can stop by our information trailer, which is on Copper Hill and Rio Norte, 24070 Copper Hill. We have a little white information trailer, and our phone number is 661-568-6080, or oakmontofvalencia.com. You can also stop by Oakmont of Santa Clarita. That's our community that's on Newhall Ranch Road, between the 5 and Copper Hill, and their phone number is 661-295-2025. That way you can see an Oakmont, touch it, feel it, and we'd be happy to take you over. But that would be your first step.
Awesome. If you're driving and you couldn't write that down, you all know how to get a hold of me. I'll point you in Margie's direction. Oakmont of Santa Clarita over on Newhall Ranch Road, but coming soon with Margie at the helm, Oakmont of Valencia. So, Margie, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Myles.
All right, folks, we'll be back after the break with Rusty George of Real Life Church. Don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS.
You already know Salt Creek Grill has the best food in our valley. Well, now you can have Salt Creek's gourmet meals catered to your event.
I'm Greg Amsler, owner of Salt Creek Grill. I'd like to introduce you to a new level of catering, featuring our catering director, Tamara Levine.
Salt Creek Grill creates memorable experiences, which leaves our clients and guests with a sense of awe and excitement. From menu development to picturesque presentation, you'll enjoy culinary excellence and creative catering.
Salt Creek Grill, a new level of catering.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
And now a cooking tip from Keith Mowry from Bob's Country Meats. Everyone loves chicken. It's easy to cook in a variety of ways, especially on the barbecue.
Marinate it overnight in your favorite marinade. Brown it up nice on the barbecue, and then put it on the other side in direct heat. Close your lid. Take another 25-30 minutes, and they're good.
Chicken, tri-tip, pork chops, turkey, steaks, even exotic game like buffalo and ostrich. For the tastiest chicken in town, visit Bob's Country Meats on Soledad in Canyon Country.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station. Weather mostly cloudy and windy this afternoon. Super chilly with highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. Partly sunny skies on Wednesday with a high of 55 degrees. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KHTS Radio.
Your hometown station.
Hey folks, welcome back to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS. I'm still Myles McNamara, and we've shifted gears a little bit. Thank you to Margie Veis of Oakmont of Valencia. But now in studio with me, as I told you at the top of the show, I have Rusty George, who is the lead pastor at Real Life Church, a newly released book that we'll get to in a minute. And we're going to talk about some sensitive issues going forward with suicide and things that we can do as a community, as people, to pay attention and be the difference. But anyway, Rusty, welcome to Aging with Power.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Glad that you're with us, taking time out of your busy schedule. But let's start off with Rusty George. Give us a little bit of background of Rusty and Real Life Church, and then we'll segue sort of into your new authorship and suicide and some of the more meaty issues. But tell us about yourself.
Sure. Well, I grew up in the Midwest. Never thought I'd live in California, but I've been out here 15 years now. It feels so much like home that I put on a jacket when it's under 60 degrees or under 70 degrees probably. I came out to work at this new church that was 2 years old, meeting in a movie theater right here in Valencia. And God just did great things. It took off, and we moved out of the movie theater into West Ranch High School for a couple of years. And then in the process, we're building a building on Newhall Ranch Road. And we opened that up just about almost 8 years ago, and we've been in there for just an amazing run there, and we've launched campuses now both in Canyon Country, and also we've partnered with a church over in Simi Valley and planted churches all around the world and have an online presence as well.
Wow. Yeah, and I was doing a little bit of my research. I know that you go back a ways in our community. I saw that KHTS actually named you as one of their unsung heroes a few years back.
They did. That was so kind.
So, again, Real Life Church, faith-based programs for different ages, genders, interest groups. And so well, first of all, we talked about that in the show because we wanted to give people the opportunity to call in, like you said, and get a couple free. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Yeah, I've had a chance to write a book called Justice, Mercy, Humility, A Simple Path for Following Jesus. It's based on this verse that we see a lot in Hobby Lobby. That it's from Micah 6:8. It says, "Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly." And as I got to writing, I thought, boy, if there's three things that could change our society today, it's a little bit more justice, a little bit more mercy, and a little bit more humility. Basically all the things we complain about regarding people is an absence of one of those three things. So I just spent some time unpacking that, have some clear how-to steps with all of that, and we'll be doing a book signing tonight at Barnes & Noble. And the first 5 callers that call in, I'll give you a free copy. So,
you guys hear that?
Any question about the book or the Lakers?
First 5 callers, we gave you the number at the top of the show. But again, 661-298-5487, 661-298-5487. First 5 callers gets a free autographed book of Justice, Mercy, and Humility from Rusty George. So awesome. And then we'll circle back and talk about the book signing again later.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know we just had tragedy last week that hit Real Life Church. Mm-hmm. And why don't we touch on that for a moment, and that'll kind of take us into what we want to talk about. But tell us a little bit about what happened in Jim and et cetera.
Yeah, I think one of the core values of Real Life over the years has been we just deal with real issues. And because of that, we are real people that face real challenges. And one of our pastors had been wrestling with a mental health issue pretty much all of his life and was on and off of medication. And through a series of poor choices and just probably lack of awareness, and we were unaware as well as to the length or the depth of it. He decided to end his life a couple of weeks ago, and it was shocking for all of us, and it was devastating. And we react the way everyone reacts with something like this, with sadness, with a bit of anger, a bit of guilt, and we just decided to walk through it as a community. And we've been doing that as a church, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago on Sunday. And we've been offering resources more than ever. We've always had some resources, like our Celebrate Recovery program on Friday nights, but we've been offering even more. And we've been overwhelmed with the amount of not only just support and prayers, but the amount of people that have reached out to us and said, I've thought of that before. I have a child that has talked about that before. I have a friend that has taken their life, on and on and on. And we know what a huge need this is to talk about it and find solutions for it here in our community.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation because not only Real Life Church, but the city of Santa Clarita, there's a committee at College of the Canyons. We're going to talk about all that we're really bringing suicide to the forefront in the conversation. So we're going to continue that after the break. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS.
Did you know that SCVI has the only international baccalaureate program in our community? That means that students at Santa Clarita Valley International Public Charter School can participate in very rigorous classes run by highly trained and skilled international teachers. They work with kids to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners. Students with IB diplomas at select colleges can graduate with a full year credit at their university. Schedule a tour today online at scvi-k12.org or by calling 705-4820.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
What to do, what to do. Your child's birthday is almost here. Put your birthday plans on ice. Ice Station Valencia. Throw a hassle-free party for 10 or more with an Ice Station party package. Public skating, rental skates, group lesson, birthday cake, pizza, soft drinks, party favors, and a decorated party area. Your party hostess will have a gift for your birthday child. For your fun ice skating party, call 775-8686 and keep your party cool. Ice Station Valencia, across the street from Valencia High.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back, folks. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS. In studio with me from Real Life Church is the lead pastor of Real Life Church, Rusty George, author of Justice, Mercy, and Humility. So remember, first 5 callers, I don't know how many have called in yet, get a free signed copy, 661-298-5487. There's also going to be a book signing that we'll talk about again. But Rusty, again, thank you for taking the time to come out and chat with us. We're talking about the difficult topic of suicide, and you lost one of your pastors a couple of weeks ago, and I know the city of Santa Clarita is stepping up, the College of the Canyons, Real Life Church. We're really bringing suicide to the forefront of the conversation. And actually, there's a committee that I'm part of over at College of the Canyons that we've actually decided to do an educational film that talks about, and I want to start here, and I'll follow your lead where you want to go, and maybe we can reflect on Jim from a few weeks ago to what you see is the signs that are out there that we may ignore, miss, or just not recognize when people are really out there with cries for help. You know, the signs that we miss as family members, friends, the community, until it's too late. So how does that sort of connect with the recent experiences of yourself and the church and with Jim?
You know, I think in hindsight, obviously, is 20/20, and you begin to put pieces together of, oh, this was going on, or so-and-so said something, or whatever. But I think we're all so busy, we're all so consumed with our own lives that we miss what might be going on in somebody else's life. Plus, when somebody is going through such suicidal depression, as it is called, this downward spiral, oftentimes they are very good at hiding it for a while, and they don't want to talk about it. And for many of us, we get up out of bed and we think, you know, this is going to be a good day, and we have 5 or 6 things we want to accomplish. And for people that are spiraling down, they get up and they think, how can I end this? Because it's not going to be a good day. And so their only hope, so they think, is to end their pain through suicide. And when you look back, you begin to think, oh, this is when I began to see a change, or I saw the light go out in their eyes, or they begin to make comments. We've been able to do that now. The question is how do we get ahead of that? We want to do more for providing help before it happens rather than just after. I think your film that's coming out will be fantastic. I think the resources that Santa Clarita has put together on this has been great. And we just want to continue to keep the conversation going, because the more we talk about it, the more we bring it to light, and we have an opportunity to deal with it.
Well, and I think the biggest challenge is, okay, let's assume for a moment that someone does recognize a sign, or, and again, there's such a stigma to mental health issues, you know, 'cause someone may be, you know, suffering from depression or other mental health challenges, and rather than ask for help, they just kind of stay in the pain because, again, of that stigma that we need to break through and talk about more. But what is, and again, this is a learning curve for all of us, and we're all evolving, and we're all changing, and we're all looking for answers. Is there something that Real Life Church offers that if you think you may know somebody who is talking suicide, the signs that we'll get to in a minute, some of them, what are their action steps? I mean, because it's a slippery slope.
It is.
You know, and so how does someone even if they're struggling themselves with it, and how do you ask for help, number one? But if you see something, say something. We've heard that before. But what do you suggest people do?
We actually have a resource that's on our website right now, and it's also on our app, the Real Life Church app, that provides two resources. One, what to do if you're thinking about suicide, and provides some numbers you can call and some thought processes to walk through and ways we can help. And the other is what to do if you are talking to somebody that you think is thinking of suicide. One of the big questions to ask, which we stay away from often, if somebody mentions suicide, the best question to ask is, have you thought about how? Because if they have an idea as to how they will do it, that means they've really thought about it.
If they have a plan.
They have a plan. So you begin to walk through that. So there's a lot of help we can give you with just those two pieces of information. Another interesting thing that has happened over the past week is we were contacted by Rick and Kay Warren out of Saddleback Church down in Orange County. They, of course, lost their, I believe, 26-year-old son to suicide about 6 years ago. And they said, whatever we can do to help, we're here for you. So I talked to her yesterday, and she's going to come up here into Santa Clarita at Real Life. We're working on the date, and we're going to partner with the Suicide Prevention Foundation and just do a night of conversation, of talking about this, of dealing with the issue, and giving a lot of resources to help people.
And I know a lot of times one of the main reasons for folks to consider suicide is hopelessness and despair. I know I work a lot with seniors, so I mean there's a lot of different issues that come up with the different generations. With our teens, it could be that they're being bullied, either physically or online. I mean, bullying is huge. I know with the seniors that I deal with, a lot of times if there's a physical or a mental health issue, a terminal diagnosis, loss of a loved one. I mean, so there's different signs for different age groups, but there is always that same, as you say, the light goes out in the eyes. There's this hopelessness. There's a despair. And that's one of the signs to look for. And you came right out of the gate with it. If they're talking about it, don't dismiss that. Dig deeper and start asking the questions. Because the plan is huge. If they've thought of a plan, if they've thought of a method, they've taken it to the next level.
Right, exactly.
So does Real Life Church offer that one-on-one counseling?
Absolutely. Yeah, we always have done that, and we will continue to. We also, like I mentioned before, we have Celebrate Recovery, which is a great program we have on Friday nights that deals with all kinds of issues, not just a recovery from drug or alcohol addiction, but also grief groups that can help people in the process. And I think one of the clear things to talk about with this is the rising stat of the number of people that are making this decision are men between the ages of 40 and 55. There's something about that midlife crisis for us where we think, I've worked half my life and I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, that makes us think we shouldn't even keep going.
Right.
That's something to be looking for in people's lives, as to, have you decided that you are at the end and maybe you've climbed the ladder but it's been against the wrong wall? How can we help you find hope in tomorrow?
And that's been a recent shift, because it used to be men over the age of 80 or 75. But now it's come down to, like you said, the midlife crisis, or maybe they've just gone through a relationship issue or a divorce, or they're not where they think they should be. But anyway, we need to take our next break. When we come back, folks, we're gonna wrap this up with Rusty with some things to look for if you have a loved one or a friend or someone that you may think is considering suicide. We're going to talk about Rusty's book signing and then give you some resources if you think you or someone you know are facing the challenges of suicidal thoughts. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM.
Aloha, friends. Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
Hi, I'm Myles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
Your hometown station.
Our news team at KHTS is constantly working to keep you informed. If you want the latest and greatest information on the Santa Clarita Valley, just sign up for the KHTS newsletter. SCV News delivered directly to your email inbox every weekday by 5 p.m. and a special weekend edition on Sundays. All it takes is an email address and you're set. Go to hometownstation.com to register.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back, folks. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, KHTS, and we are with Rusty George of Real Life Church, author and lead pastor over there at Real Life. And we're talking about the sensitive subject of suicide, and if you or someone you know may be having suicidal thoughts, what do we as a society do to bring that conversation forward? What do we do to not miss the signs that we've talked about? Maybe 2 of 100 signs that may be out there that, the factors in someone's life, what they're dealing with. So Real Life Church offers counseling. They offer, the types of things we just talked about. So what type of resources do you guys utilize at Real Life?
Well, first of all, as I mentioned, Celebrate Recovery has a host of resources. We have, grief groups and care groups. One of the things that I've been alerted to recently is the website of Kay Warren, and it's just kwarren.com. There's 2 R's in there. And she has a lot of resources on there about how to talk to your kids about suicide, how to deal with a suicide, what to do if you're thinking about suicide. Just a lot of great resources for people to check out, some videos and the like. So I would encourage people to go there. Obviously, there's a lot of different resources that are available. Of course, the Suicide Lifeline, that's 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255, is a great resource to call if you're thinking of such a decision. But I think that the main thing is to start talking about it. One of the things that you might be looking for, and we talked about midlife crisis, we talked about do they have a plan. I think one of the things we're learning about is this issue of medication. What medication are they on, and are they still on it? Because a lot of times people stop taking it because they feel better, and then things begin to spiral outward. Plus, there's the issue of things like Ambien and other things that say in the fine print may cause suicidal tendencies or thoughts. Are people taking that? Are our loved ones on that? Are they on it for a sustained amount of time? And do they go off of it cold turkey? Questions about medication can go a long ways in helping people.
Right. And one term I've heard a lot that I'm sure you have as well is anytime someone starts talking or having these types of thoughts, and then it doesn't just go away. Mm-hmm. So there's a term that was introduced to me called check on the strong. Meaning if someone's had suicidal thoughts, if someone's gone down that path and they've corrected that through either medication or counseling or whatever, don't ignore the fact that they once were suicidal. There's a lady on the committee with us at COC. Hi, Donnell. And she said, there's check on the strong.
Right.
Because you forget about somebody, you kind of disengage, and they go spiraling again.
Right.
So check on the strong.
And one of the scary pieces about that is oftentimes if people make the decision to commit suicide, to end their life by suicide, they actually get happier because they see the end.
Right.
And so they're now becoming strong, and we think, oh, they're good now, when really...
And that's a factor we're going to talk about in the film is relief or sudden improvement.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're cured, possibly. It means they've come up with their plan. They've come up with their roadmap, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just stay engaged and be that different. So you got a couple minutes left, Rusty. So take us away with, again, your book. You have a signing coming up at Barnes & Noble, where, when, and how. So take us out with that bit of information, Mr. Author.
Absolutely. Barnes & Noble tonight, 6:30 to 8, right here in Valencia. Love to have you come out. If you can't make it, you can just go to justicemercyhumility.com or pastorrustygeorge.com, and we'd love to get you a copy of the book.
That's Barnes & Noble today at 6:30, folks. Go by and get your free signed not free. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm giving Rusty's books away. No, you got a free copy if
Barnes
you called
Noble
in here.
Like that.
That's right. So anyway, thanks, Rusty. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Well, folks, that does bring us to the end of the show. If you've missed any part of the show or think a friend would benefit, please go to the podcast. It's on hometownstation.com, and you can get all the shows we've done there, but especially this one. So thank you to my friend Margie from Oakmont Senior Living. Thank you to Rusty from Real Life Church. And you have been listening to Aging with Power, and go out and make it a good day. We're sponsored by Comfort Keepers and Home Care. And remember, folks, aging is not a disease, it's a journey. So do it with power.